Hello trendsetters, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into the world of one of the greatest rappers, the one and only Slim Shady himself, Eminem. I'm talking lyrical genius, incredible beats, and stories that stay with you. I am counting down the 50 greatest Eminem songs. So buckle up, this is going to be epic. Let's get started. Number 50, Bully, 2003. First surfacing online before its inclusion on Eminem's semi-official mixtape, Straight from the Lab, Bully stands out as one of the most impactful tracks from Eminem's heated lyrical battles with Benzino and Murder Inc.'s Ja Rule and Irv Gotti. Addressing accusations of being a 2003 Vanilla Ice, Eminem fires back with razor-sharp lines. So now you try to pull the race card, and it backfires in your face hard, because you know we don't play that black and white shit. The track takes a reflective turn as Eminem confronts the toll of violence in hip-hop, questioning whether the endless feuds are worth the cost. He poignantly raps, "Now what bothers me the most about hip-hop is we so close to picking up where we left off with Big and Pac. We just lost Jam Master Jay. Big L got blasted away. Plus we lost Bugs of D12, Slangtone of The Outsiders, and Freaky Ta of Lost Boys." Number 49, Fuel, 2024. In my opinion, Eminem's up there with the best of them, Diddy told Rolling Stone in 2003. Fast forward 2 decades, and Eminem made it clear the admiration wasn't mutual, taking sharp aim at the disgraced rapper mogul on a searing, acrobatic track from his 12th album, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace. Eminem zeroes in on the recent allegations of sexual assault against Diddy with unflinching wordplay. Following a verse from J.I.D., Eminem delivers the line, "I'm like a R-A-P-E-R with a deliberate typo adding bite. Got so many SAs, sexual assaults." Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? Eminem then pivots to pay tribute to the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur, but not without tying it back to Diddy. "I ain't trying to beef with him," he raps, referencing Combs again, because he might put a hit on me like Keef D did him. It's scathing, sharp, and undeniably calculated, a brutal takedown aimed squarely at a former icon. Number 48, Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD, 2020. A highlight of 2020's music to be murdered by. Godzilla featured a posthumous guest vocal via late emo rap icon Juice WRLD, who had died just weeks before the track was released, and an almost numbingly intense performance by Eminem. He goes off for all of 6 minutes, his verses getting faster and denser as the song progresses until he reaches a crescendo in which his words become a fast-forward blur, turning a pretty good song into an absolute showstopper. Number 47, Bad Influence, 1999. Eminem has always excelled at outmaneuvering his critics, turning their attacks into fuel for his fire, and often beating them at their own game. On this track from the End of Days soundtrack, he leans into his provocateur persona. "People say that I'm a bad influence," he raps. "I say the world's already fucked. I'm just adding to it." Despite the somewhat uninspired beat by Jeff Bass, Eminem's sharp wit and dark humor elevate the track effortlessly. Embracing his role as an outsider, he takes aim at the uber-wealthy and hip-hop institution, The Source. "As long as I'm on pills and I got plenty of pot, I'll be in the canoe paddling, making fun of your yacht. But I would like an award for the best rapper to get one mic in The Source." His sharpest barb, however, is reserved for critics like Billboard's former editor-in-chief, Timothy White, who in 1999 accused Eminem of exploiting the world's misery. Eminem delivers a biting response. You probably think that I'm a negative person. Don't be so sure of it. I don't promote violence. I just encourage it. It's a perfect encapsulation of his ability to turn controversy into art. Number 46, Talking to Myself featuring Kobe 2012. On this emotionally raw standout from recovery, Eminem lays himself bare with candid revelations and self-reflection. I almost made a song dissing Lil Wayne. It was like I was jealous of the attention he was getting, he confesses. Almost went at Kanye too. Rather than blaming them for his waning relevance in the early 2010s, Eminem turns inward, owning up to his struggles with addiction, grief over the 2006 murder of his best friend, Proof, and dissatisfaction with his past work. The last two albums didn't count Encore. I was on drugs, relapse, I was flushing them out, he admits. The track's raw emotion is amplified by DJ Khalil's pulsating, funk-infused production and Kobe Honeycutt's anguished chorus, which underscore the turmoil in Eminem's lyrics. Eminem told me that he literally had to pull everything out of himself to deliver that record because the music is so thick, Khalil told Complex in 2011. There's so much music that he's screaming at the top of his lungs. The result is a powerful moment of catharsis and vulnerability, emblematic of Eminem's fight to reclaim his artistry and identity. Number 45, Beautiful 2009. Eminem's 2009 album, Relapse, which saw him attempt to revive his notorious Slim Shady persona, was largely seen as a letdown. However, the track Beautiful, a self-produced piece, created while he was still grappling with prescription drug addiction, stood out as a deeply emotional moment. Sampling Queen plus Paul Rogers reaching out, Eminem paints a portrait of himself as a modern-day Pagliacci, hiding behind the tears of a clown. The song strikes a delicate balance between his disdain for society and a surprising vulnerability, with Eminem's voice carrying an aching fragility. In my shoes, just to see what it's like to be me, he sings, before delivering a powerful message of self-acceptance. But don't let them say you ain't beautiful. They can all get fucked. Just stay true to you. The soaring, rock ballad nature of Beautiful serves as a glimpse into the transformation that would define his 2010 comeback album, Recovery. Reflecting on the song's creation, Eminem told The Guardian in 2009, I started writing the first verse and half of the second when I was in rehab, going through detox. It brings me back to a time when I was really depressed and down, but at the same time, it reminds me of what that space is like and what never to go back to. Number 44, Busta Rhymes featuring Eminem, Calm Down, 2014. For Yuspa, it started off from just doing a dope, high-energy hip-hop record into us respectfully competing and damn near battling each other. Busta Rhymes told Complex about this flashy feat of technical abilities that took 7 months. He says Eminem initially responded with a 42-bar verse, so he returned with 50, and the ante kept being raised, 60, 62, 64, until it ended up as a tune where each rapper goes for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds apiece. My hat is off to Eminem because he genuinely still cares about the music, said Busta. He very much cares about being a thoroughbred MC and wouldn't ever be the type of artist that has to worry about letting me down or compromising his skill set because he's trying to do something that people think is cool. Number 43, Eminem, Slaughterhouse, Yelawolf, Shady Cxvpher, 2014. To promote the 2014 compilation, Shady 15, the members of Slaughterhouse, KXNG Crooked, Joe Budden, Joel Ortiz, Royce da 9, along with Yelawolf and Eminem, recorded extended a cappella verses. in their hometowns for Vevo's 18-minute video, Shady see Xzibit. In his 7-minute segment, Eminem delivers a chaotic mix of introspection, became a millionaire, went downhill from there. Rapid-fire double-time rhymes, cutting jabs at media personalities, and brutal honesty. I think of all them times I compromised my bottom lines and thought of rhymes that sodomized your daughter's minds. Then I'm like, $signs. Is about longevity, KX9 Crooked explains to Rolling Stone. To me, the verse says, after all the years of classic material, I am still one of the illest rappers to ever do this shit. He continues, being a wordsmith in rap music is a dying art. Connecting syllables, metaphors, punchlines, and similes is a dying art. For those of us who still love rapping for the sake of showing how good one can rap, Eminem is our only mainstream voice. Se Canadian Waters ala Eindhoven. Number 42. Stepping Stone, 2018. Eminem's 2018 album, Kamikaze, lived up to its name, a relentless 46-minute barrage of ego-fueled lyrical fireworks, with the rapper lashing out at a hip-hop landscape that seemed to have moved on without him. However, the standout track, Stepping Stone, offered a stark departure from the album's combative tone, delivering a heartfelt apology to his estranged D12 crew. To my partners, I can't say how sorry I am. This is not how I planned for our story to end. Eminem admits over a driving emotional beat. For an artist who built his legacy on shock value and often deflecting blame, the track's contrition and self-reflection were strikingly refreshing, marking a rare moment of vulnerability in his career. Number 41, The High and Mighty featuring Eminem, The Last Hit, 1999. As Eminem's fame skyrocketed at the turn of the millennium, he remained deeply connected to the mostly East Coast underground scene that had influenced and supported him long before his 1996 debut, Infinite. That loyalty is on full display in this fiery boom bap track from the Philadelphia duo High and Mighty's raucous debut. With a gritty old school vibe powered by samples of EPMD's Never Seen Before and Hambone's disco funk jam Hey Music Man, the track feels like the soundtrack to a vintage buddy cop film. Eminem trades verses with Mr. Eon, but it's undeniably Slim Shady's show. Delivering his signature unhinged wordplay, Eminem steals the spotlight with lines like escape Bellevue, stuffed the nurse in a purse, dispersed like I added too many words in a verse, capturing his chaotic brilliance in full force. Number 40, My Fault, 1999. The 46-second lounge skit from the Slim Shady LP served as the unlikely inspiration for Eminem's intricate story track, My Fault, which immediately follows it on the album. The skit's playful jingle, sung by Bass Brothers producer Jeff Bass, I Never Meant to Give You Mushrooms, Girl, sparked Eminem's memory of a real-life incident involving a friend's bad drug trip. He was talking about how worthless he was and how fucked up his life was, Eminem recalled in David Stubbs' 2006 book, Eminem, The Stories Behind Every Song. In My Fault, the friend's gender is changed to Susan, one of 4 characters Eminem vividly portrays in a chaotic narrative about a wild, drug-fueled rave. Blending dark humor with grotesque imagery, the song showcases Eminem's storytelling prowess and his knack for turning real-life experiences into theatrical, multi-dimensional tales. Number 39, Infinite, 1996. The opening track of Eminem's 1996 indie label debut, Infinite, immediately showcases his talent as a skilled, intricate lyricist with a flair for vivid, visceral imagery. I travel through your mind and to your spine like siren drills. I'm sliming grills of roaches with spray that disinfects and twisting necks of rappers till their spinal column disconnects. he declares in the opening verse, delivering a lyrical barrage that establishes his technical mastery. Produced by D12's The Non-Con Artist Porter, the track pairs Eminem's sharp, nasally delivery with a lush sample of Les Baxter's Hot Wind from the 1969 bi-exploitation film Hell's Bells. Reflecting on the young rapper's early work, Jeff Bass, one half of the Bass Brothers, who executive produced the album, told Rolling Stone, "If you ever listen to Michael Jackson before he was Michael Jackson or Prince, they sounded younger, but you could tell there was something there. When I hear Eminem from 20 years ago, I can hear Eminem today. I can hear the nuances in his tone, and his rhythm was insane. This was him starting out as a kid. We recognized that there was something special." Number 38, Stimulate, 2002. A hidden gem in Eminem's discography, Stimulate was featured as a bonus track on the 8 Mile soundtrack, but was often overshadowed by the triumphant energy of Lose Yourself. Unlike its more anthemic counterpart, Stimulate offers a contemplative look at Eminem's complex and singular journey, blending introspection with the sharp wit of his signature rants. The track captures a mix of regret and confidence, exhaustion and determination, creating a swirling cocktail of conflicted emotions. Instead of building toward a single dominant mood, the song lingers in a state of ambiguity and dysphoria. The production amplifies this unease, with a woozy, flanging guitar tone and an undercurrent of sedated tension. Eminem's voice occasionally cracks, adding to the raw vulnerability of the track, while his lyrics, "I'm just partying," and the slick, Rick-inspired, "I'm just a man who's on the mic," suggest a carefree persona. The sonic atmosphere hints at something deeper. It's as if Eminem is acknowledging that the art form he once adored has, in some ways, become its own kind of prison. Number 37, D12, My Band, 2004. On their highest charting single, My Band, Detroit's horrorcore collective D12, of which Eminem became a member in 1996, and where he first cultivated his Slim Shady persona, takes a comedic jab at the lead singer syndrome dynamic often seen in rock bands. My Band is a parody, but as with any good joke, there are truths within it, Touré wrote in a 2004 Rolling Stone profile of the group. For instance, at a concert, an informal poll of VIP room attendees revealed that most couldn't name any D12 members beyond Eminem. Some recognized Bizarre for his darkly humorous persona, or Proof for being Eminem's best friend. But as Touré noted, 2 people even asked me if I was a member of D12. Despite the imbalance in public recognition, the group remained grounded and united. "We grew up together, lived together, flipped burgers together," Kuniva said of their bond with Eminem. "We used to just sit on the porch and drink, thinking about hip-hop, thinking about making it. There's a bond there that nobody can break." He knows that without D12, there wouldn't be a Slim Shady. Number 36, Missy Elliott featuring Eminem, Busta Rhymes, 1999. Missy Elliott played a pivotal role in co-signing Eminem early in his career. He hadn't even released My Name Is yet, she recalled in a Billboard interview. "I heard something of his and instantly told producer Timbaland, I need this guy on my album. He's special." Despite their vastly different styles, Missy, with her boundary-pushing creativity, was the perfect collaborator for Eminem. In this track, she serves as both the welcoming host and a source of infectious energy, handling the chorus, adding a vibrant bridge, and offering her support to the up-and-coming rapper. Eminem begins the song in full Slim Shady mode, unleashing his intense, chaotic energy over Timbaland's upbeat, synth-heavy bassline. But after Missy lightens the mood with her playful interjections, Timbaland shifts the production midway into a dramatic breakbeat chase sequence. I'm homicidal and suicidal with no friends, Eminem spits with manic intensity, holding a gun with no handle, just a barrel at both ends. Fucking mad dog, foaming at the mouth, fuck mouth. My whole house is foaming at the couch. Number 35, OldWorlDisorder featuring Eminem, 36 Cxvpher, 1998. Before the Slim Shady LP dropped, Eminem used the rap underground as a testing ground for his alter ego. One example is his collaboration with Scam, the Miami rapper and visual artist mentioned in Stan under the group name OldWorlDisorder. In this track, Slim Shady channels an Andre 3000 lyric, "I'm just releasing anger," as his driving force. Toward the song's conclusion, he delivers a particularly vivid line, "I'll take it back before we knew each other's name, run in the ultrasound, and snatch you out your mother's frame. I'll take it further back than that, back to Lover's Lane, just to the night you was thought up and cock-block your father's game." Producer DJ Spina recalled in that MySpace interview how Eminem was on point and quiet during the session. Meanwhile, his lyrical style was growing increasingly violent and outrageous, marking the evolution of a more distinct, provocative persona. Number 34, Mockingbird, 2005. Gap, Threes. Some critics dismissed this track from Eminem's fifth album, Encore, as a sentimental exploitation of his daughter, Haley Jade. However, what Eminem described as his most emotional song ever in a Rolling Stone interview was actually a heartfelt and thoughtfully crafted piece. In the song, he approaches the lyrics with the precision of a stage actor delving into the depths of a character, which ultimately makes us believe that he genuinely cares about being a father, just as much as he does about navigating the pressures of being a famous, embattled pop star. Rather than leaning into cheap shots at his troubled relationship with Haley's mother, he manages to keep the melodrama in check. Instead, he comes across as Marshall Mathers, a 32-year-old single dad, still grappling with a chaotic marriage, but also stepping up as a responsible adult, raising 3 kids. Haley, his niece Elena, also mentioned in the song, and half-brother Nate. In this moment, the normcore dad he portrays is just as compelling as the unhinged persona he often adopts in his music. Number 33, Headlights featuring Nate Ruess, 2013. Despite his well-earned reputation as a fearless cultural provocateur, Eminem has consistently written sentimental songs that provide context and depth to his emotional outbursts. Headlights from the Marshall Mathers LP2 might be the most important addition to this less celebrated side of his work, as it marks his attempt to reconcile with his mother. Previously, he had mercilessly mocked her on My Name Is in 1999, and in a heart-wrenching fashion, castigated her on 2002's Cleanin Out My Closet. His portrayal of Debbie Mathers as a musical antagonist strained their relationship and even led to a lawsuit. However, on Headlights, he takes responsibility for his role in their estrangement. "I went in head first, never thinking about what I said hurt, and what verse. My ma probably got it the worst," he raps, while he doesn't shy away from acknowledging the painful moments, such as being kicked out on Christmas Eve as a teenager, and their strained relationship after his career took off. He refrains from the blind rage that characterized his past songs. "I hope you get this message that I will always love you from afar," he concludes. When asked about headlights in a Sirius XM town hall session, Eminem replied, "What I said on the record is what I have to say about that. There's no need for me to elaborate on it." Number 32, Love Game featuring Kendrick Lamar, 2013. This twisted, dark comedy about the perils of love was far from what fans expected from two of hip-hop's most skilled lyricists. The credit for the unconventional direction goes to Rick Rubin, who sent Eminem a nostalgic, upbeat loop from Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders' 1965 hit A Groovy Kind of Love, because he couldn't picture anyone else over it. "I don't know if I want to hear Jay-Z on that record," he told Complex. However, it was Eminem's decision to bring in Kendrick Lamar, whom he had recently met, much to Rubin's surprise. Even Eminem got more than he expected from the collaboration. When the two MCs first met at the studio, Eminem had Lamar's crew leave to see if Lamar truly wrote his own lyrics. Not only did Lamar deliver a catchy hook and a wild Slim Shady-esque verse, but he also helped create a track that forced listeners to confront the conceptual brilliance of both rappers. Number 31, so far 2013. In 2013, Jay-Z and Eminem became the first major rappers over 40, showcasing the different paths that can unfold when rap's most iconic figures grow older. While Jay-Z embraced his maturity by diving into modern art and expanding his empire in basketball arenas, Eminem took a more self-deprecating approach, embodying the role of a bewildered recluse over the rumbling Joe Walsh guitar riffs of So Far. On this track, he reflects on a fan pointing out his crow's feet, his confusion over digital downloads and Facebook, and how he still feels embarrassed when attractive women catch him picking his nose. As he shared with Zane Lowe, "I'm complaining about shit that I have no business really complaining about." Number 30, Love the Way You Lie featuring Rihanna, 2010. The high-profile collaboration between Eminem and Rihanna emerged from a loop created by British producer Alex the Kid, which initially inspired Skylar Grey to pen lyrics about her mistreatment in the music industry. When Eminem heard the track, he wanted it for his Recovery album, but felt that only Rihanna could deliver the emotional depth needed for the song. As a result, the song's central metaphor evolved, becoming a more direct exploration of the volatile nature of romantic relationships. Eminem drew from his turbulent past with his ex-wife, Kim, while Rihanna brought her own painful experiences with abuse at the hands of then-boyfriend Chris Brown, infusing the chorus with raw emotion. "It's something that we've both experienced on different sides of the table," Rihanna explained in 2010 to Access Hollywood. Eminem really broke down the cycle of domestic violence, offering insight into something people often don't fully understand. Number 29, Nicki Minaj featuring Eminem, Roman's Revenge, 2010. On Roman's Revenge, Eminem and the then-rising Nicki Minaj go head-to-head in a battle of the 21st century's most technically gifted crossover MCs. They trade sharp, witty lines, referencing everything from iPods and Giants quarterback Eli Manning to a nod to Busta Rhymes' iconic verse on A Tribe called Quest's Scenario, all set to a glitchy, malfunctioning, Nintendo-inspired beat from Swizz Beatz. Absolutely the most fun song on Pink Friday. It gave me life, darling, Minaj shared in a 2010 MTV interview while channeling her Roman Zolanski persona. When asked if she worked with Slim Shady or Eminem, Minaj clarified Slim Shady, and when pressed about who brought the crazier character to the track, she couldn't help but laugh, declaring, "It has got to be Slim." Number 28, Bad Meets Evil Scary Movies, 1999. In August 1998, Royce the 5'9" was still widely considered Detroit's finest MC, even when he and Eminem made their way to New York for a defining studio session on Stretch Armstrong and Bobito Garcia's legendary underground radio show. The two launched into a rapid-fire 12-minute freestyle, fueled by what Noah Callahan Bever described as a pharmacopoeia of drugs. A little over a year after that unforgettable performance, and following the groundbreaking success of the Slim Shady LP, which included Royce on Bad Meets Evil, the duo released an indie 12-inch. The B-side, Scary Movies, was a standout track, a quintessential late 90s indie banger, featuring a gritty, string-heavy beat reminiscent of RZA's style, and some of Eminem's most savage rhymes. Any man planning to battle will get snatched out of his clothes so fast, it'll look like an invisible man standing. But playing second fiddle to M didn't sit well with Royce, and their paths eventually split until they reunited, following the tragic death of their mutual friend, D12's Proof, in 2006. Number 27, Without Me, 2002. The unofficial follow-up to Eminem's 1998 hit My Name Is and 2000's The Real Slim Shady. This track is a chaotic, lightning-fast tirade against the people and institutions on Eminem's radar. He takes aim at an array of targets, including then Vice President Dick Cheney, whose wife Lynn criticized him during a 2001 public spat with Madonna. DJ producer Moby, who, according to Eminem, was running his fucking mouth at the Grammys. The Federal Communications Commission, which fined, then, later, withdrew a penalty against a Colorado radio station for playing a clean version of The Real Slim Shady, and his mother, who had sued him over the content of My Name Is. I need drama in my life to inspire me, Eminem explained to The Face in 2002. Without it, I feel like I'm just reaching for something. Number 26. If I Had, 1999. Eminem, often celebrated for his frenzied energy, blistering delivery, and densely packed syllables, takes a more measured and reflective tone on If I Had. The track's restrained vibe stems from the minimalistic production by the Bass Brothers, who crafted much of the Slim Shady LP. Their sparse instrumentation allows Eminem's lyrical dexterity and raw storytelling to take center stage. Here, he taps into a relatable sense of working-class frustration, delivering lines with a poignant clarity that feels almost rooted in country music sensibilities. I'm tired of being white trash, broke and always poor, tired of taking pop bottles back to the party store. I'm tired of not having a phone, tired of not having a home to have one in, if I did have one on. Yet, true to form, Eminem undercuts the weight of his grievances with a sharp, irreverent punchline. If I had one wish, I would ask for a big enough ass for the whole world to kiss. Number 25, Rap God, 2013. Rap God is a jaw-dropping, fiery showcase of Eminem's legacy, with the rapper performing one intricate lyrical feat after another to celebrate, analyze, and critique his place in hip-hop history. Yet, Eminem seems remarkably nonchalant about the track, which he recorded in a single take. He admits he barely recalls the session, describing it as just another routine exercise in crafting dense internal rhyme schemes. The song's third verse, a 6-minute masterclass in lyrical virtuosity, has become legendary for its nod to J.J. Fadd's Supersonic and Eminem's rapid-fire delivery, reaching Twista-like levels of speed and precision. Everybody, every time, when they make a song, wants to say, "I'm still here. Don't forget about me," Eminem told MTV News. While some of his pop culture references have occasionally dated his later work, Rap God strikes a balance between honoring the past and delivering it with electrifying contemporary energy. Number 24, Brain Damage, 1999. In Brain Damage, Eminem recounts the story of D'Angelo Bailey, a junior high bully who tormented him. In April 1999, just weeks after the Slim Shady LP climbed the charts, the real D'Angelo Bailey came forward in an interview with Rolling Stone to acknowledge that the grotesque, exaggerated events in the song, where a young Marshall's brain literally falls out of his skull, were at least partially rooted in reality. There was a bunch of us that used to mess with him. You know, bully type things. We flipped him right on his head at recess, Bailey admitted. However, by 2001, after Eminem's fame skyrocketed and his mother, Debbie Mathers, secured a modest settlement over his lyrics, Bailey had a change of heart. He attempted to sue the rapper for $1 million, claiming defamation, but the lawsuit was ultimately dismissed. Number 23, Wake Up Show Freestyle, 1997. In 1997, a young and largely unknown Eminem flew from Detroit to Los Angeles to compete in the battle rap competition Rap Olympics. With a modest turnout at the event, DJs Sway and King Tech, hosts of the influential Wake Up Show, decided to bring Eminem and other competitors on air. Ganito suburb to course by Dakutin for engineer, and this is Dakwar Sibilgasa. Eminem's two verses showcased a masterful blend of intricate Big L-inspired multisyllabic rhymes. On pass is good, but I'm more toward dropping an acapella to chop a fella into mozzarella, worse than a helicopter, propeller, and razor-sharp humor. The standout line for Sway and King Tech, Dr. Kevorkian has arrived to perform an autopsy on you while you scream, "I'm still alive." So his verse stood out because it was hardcore, funny, and skillful at the same time. Sway and King Tech shared with Rolling Stone via email. Humor at that level was really new. At the time, people were more impressed by lyrical metaphor masters. Eminem had that, but he also brought this weird, brilliant humor that made him stand out. The feedback was all positive for weeks after. We just remember driving home and saying, "That kid had mad skills, man." It was unusual, but dope. Number 22, Criminal 2000. Criminal was my new Still Don't Give a Fuck for the Marshall Mathers LP. Eminem explained in his 2000 book, Angry Blonde. That's why it's the last song on the record. It sums up the whole album, true to its purpose. Criminal reflects on the controversy stirred by Eminem's debut album, while simultaneously ensuring its successor would ignite even more backlash. The track's first verse, with lines like, "Hate fags? The answer is yes," became a focal point in op-eds decrying Eminem's alleged homophobia. Yet, much like the line, "Relax guy, I like gay men," that follows shortly after, it reads more as a shock value punchline than a sincere statement. While the song's political commentary is wildly erratic and often irresponsible, it serves as a fitting manifesto for Eminem's commitment to pushing boundaries and rejecting accountability in the name of artistic freedom. As a closing statement for the album, it's both defiant and undeniably effective. Number 21, Any Man, 1999. So, I walk into D&D Studios, and Eminem is sitting in the lounge. Doesn't look like a rapper, just a regular guy. Recall producer Mr. Walt of the Beatmeaners, known for Black Moon and Black Star, during an interview with Hip Hop DX. I play beats for Eminem, and he picks the beat for any man. I'd never heard this guy rhyme before, so he gets in the vocal booth, and the first thing he says, in a high-pitched, nasally tone, is, "Hi." I look at my engineer like, oh my God, what did I just get myself into? From there, Eminem delivered a relentless barrage of shockingly lewd and irreverent verses, pushing as many boundaries as possible in under 4 minutes of raw, New York-style boom bap. "I hope God forgives me for my sins," he raps. "It probably all depends on if I keep on killing my girlfriends." By the end of the session, Mr. Walt was floored. "I looked at my engineer," he said, and I was like, yo, what just happened? Number 20, 97 Bonnie and Clyde, 1999. If Eminem is the flawed hero of his music, then Kim, his ex-wife, and the mother of his daughter Haley is often portrayed as his Achilles heel. On 97, Bonnie and Clyde, one of his earliest and most disturbingly vivid takedowns of his on-again, off-again partner Eminem reimagines Bill Withers' I Thirst, just the two of us, as a dark fantasy about disposing of Kim's lifeless body in the ocean with their young daughter along for the ride. Haley even makes a cameo on the track. I lied to Kim and told her I was taking Haley to Chuck E. Cheese that day. Eminem admitted in a 1998 Rolling Stone cover story. But I took her to the studio. When Kim found out I used our daughter to write a song about killing her, she fucking blew. Despite the backlash, and then Eminem sin kasing pagsin, sa kusas kay Kim Mart are aware of the potential fallout for his daughter. When she gets old enough, I'm going to explain it to her. I'll let her know that mommy and daddy weren't getting along at the time. Years later, Eminem reflected on the song with more perspective. Shit, hindsight is 2020, he told Rolling Stone in 2013. At that time, that was how I dealt with things. I didn't really think about what was right or wrong or whatever. Yes, Number 19, Jay-Z featuring Eminem Renegade, 2001. Though it appeared on Jay-Z's magnum opus, The Blueprint, 2001, the lyrically dazzling Renegade has always felt like Eminem's song. Originally produced and recorded by Eminem with Royce da 5'9", as part of their duo, Bad Meets Evil, the track was repurposed for Jay's album. This context adds nuance to Nas' infamous jab on his 2001 diss track Ether, where he claimed, "Eminem murdered you on your own shit." While a memorable insult, it's not entirely accurate. Jay-Z's verses on Renegade are a masterclass in introspection and metaphor, seamlessly blending personal reflection with inspiration. Unlike many other top-tier MCs who've shared a track with Eminem and strained to match his ferocious style, Jay wisely stays true to his own measured artistic approach. This restraint allows his verses to stand out as their own triumphs rather than being overshadowed. Eminem, meanwhile, unleashes a performance brimming with tightly woven internal rhymes and a flow that feels effortless yet commanding. His delivery builds in intensity, only raising his pitch toward the end of his final verse, making the crescendo feel deliberate and earned. Jay-Z himself gave credit where it was due, reflecting on Eminem's contribution in his 2009 track, A Star Is Born. His flow on Renegade, fucking awesome, applaud him. Number 18, Role Model, 1999. More than almost any other major artist, Eminem has persistently questioned and mocked the public's tendency to elevate celebrities as moral compasses or sources of wisdom. In this track, he fires off absurd insults, inflicts injuries on himself, and imagines outlandish scenarios, channeling Norman Bates. "Mother, are you there? I love you." Or assaulting Foghorn Leghorn with an acorn. Through this barrage of surreal and outrageous imagery, he satirized the notion that impressionable fans might emulate him. To me, it's just a rap record. The message behind it was just complete sarcasm, Eminem explained in Angry Blonde. I wanted to make it clear, don't look at me like I'm a fucking role model. Number 17, White America, 2002. By the time Eminem released The Eminem Show in 2002, he had already clashed with two consecutive vice presidential wives, Tipper Gore and Lynn Cheney, who targeted him in their campaigns to censor rap music. He fires back in the album's explosive opening track, questioning how he became one of America's most wanted. On paper, his reflection on his fame as a white rapper might seem straightforward. It's obvious to me that I sold double the records because I'm white, he admitted to Rolling Stone. But in Cleanin' White America, those thoughts take on a sense of urgency, delivered over arena-sized production, booming percussion, and fighter jet sound effects. The track feels like a declaration of a cultural reckoning. Eminem cast himself as a generational voice, rapping with urgency. See? The problem is, I speak to suburban kids who otherwise would have never knew these words exist, whose moms probably would have never gave 2 squirts of piss till I created so much motherfucking turbulence. Number 16, Marshall Mathers, 2000. The song bearing Eminem's birth name, Marshall Mathers, strips away the personas to reveal the man grappling with paranoia and disgust over the scrutiny that fame has brought to his life. He takes aim at bubblegum pop, boy bands, and fellow Detroit provocateurs. Insane Clown Posse, delivering unfiltered opinions with venomous precision. I felt that what I needed to talk about in the verses was just me and my opinions, Eminem wrote in Angry Blonde. So I touched on everything from the newest trends in hip-hop, which I'm not really with, to ICP, to my mother, to my family members who don't know me and always want to come around. I wanted to just spit fire in each verse and have the soft-ass innocent chorus. The result is quintessential mid-period Eminem, a blazing showcase of his lyrical passion and technical skill, mesmerizing millions while simultaneously alienating others with his use of casual slurs and incendiary commentary. The song captures both the brilliance and controversy that defined him as an artist. Number 15, Till I Collapse featuring Nate Dogg, 2002. Recorded around the same time as Lose Yourself, this standout track from The Eminem Show draws its energy from the iconic beat of Queen's We Will Rock You and serves as a lyrical counterpart to 8 Mile's story of struggle and perseverance. You gotta search within you, and gotta find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you, Eminem declares in the opening lines, setting the tone for the motivational anthem. However, it was Eminem's mid-song shout-out to the greatest rappers of all time that grabbed the most attention. I got a list. It goes Reggie, aka Redman, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada, Kurupt, Nas, and then me. The ranking sparked widespread debate among fans and critics, but Eminem's admiration for the genre's legends has always been evident. Being a student of hip-hop in general, you take technical aspects from different places, he told Rolling Stone in 2013. So, you may take a rhyme pattern or flow from Big Daddy Kane or Cool G Rap, but then you go to Tupac and he made songs. His fucking songs felt like something. Holy shit, I want to fucking punch someone in the face when I put this CD in. Biggie told stories. I wanted to do all that shit. My goal Mike, is to be technically able to satisfy every underground or every great rapper there is, and also be able to try to incorporate it into a song and make the song feel like something. Number 14, Guilty Conscience featuring Dr. Dre, 1999. I remember Animal House when the girl passes out and the guy is about to rape her. He had a devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other saying, "Don't do it." Oh. Eminem told the Los Angeles Times in 2010, defending the provocative nature of this track. So we did the same thing, only with a little more graphic detail. On one of the most gripping tracks from the Slim Shady LP, Eminem and Dr. Dre play the dueling voices of conscience, good and evil, guiding three different characters through progressively darker and more toxic situations. The album version unfolds like a series of unsettling skits stitched together with voiceovers, while the single version weaves together three distinct layers of teenage desire and disillusionment. The chorus nods to the innocent spirituality of Little Peggy March's 1963 hit I Will Follow Him, while Dre's beat bounces along with a playful interpolation of Ronald Stein's Pigs Go Home, a piece from the Vietnam-era youth film Getting Straight. Dre and Eminem's lyrical interplay, however, is anything but lighthearted, serving as a sharp commentary on the increasingly cynical MTV generation. Loaded with cultural references, including Son Doobie of Funk Doobie's infamous venture into adult film, the controversial 1995 movie Kids, and Dre's own complicated history, the song deftly satirizes violent male impulses, holding up a mirror to the darker corners of societal behavior. Number 13, Kim, 1999. Though 8 Miles Lose Yourself earned Eminem an Academy Award, his most visceral cinematic performance lies in the harrowing 6-minute dramatization of his toxic relationship with his then-wife, Kim Scott Mathers. On Kim, Eminem channels his unfiltered jealousy and fury into a grindingly detailed, abusive call and response narrative, all set to the stormy backdrop of the Bass Brothers' rock-infused production. The emotional peaks and valleys of his rage and anguish are unrelenting, culminating in one of the song's most chilling moments. As the second verse reaches its breaking point, Eminem screams, "Get the fuck away from me. Don't touch me. I hate you. I hate you. I swear to God, I hate you," only to collapse moments later into tearful regret, whispering, "Oh my God, I love you." The Kim character, also voiced by Eminem, briefly offers an apology, but her voice is soon drowned out by his primal, anguished howling. It's a performance that feels like a woman under the influence, recast through a brutal Tarantino-esque lens, with the husband's violent unraveling taking center stage, replaying his threats and pain in a blood-soaked crescendo. While the song is overshadowed by its graphic portrayal of violence against women, Eminem's performance is raw and devastating, capturing the chaos of a relationship pushed far past its breaking point. The real-life fallout was equally dramatic. Kim sued Eminem for $10 million, ultimately reaching a settlement. Number 12, Cleanin Out My Closet, 2002. An inherently combative MC, Eminem created his alter ego Slim Shady to vent his anger at the world without restraint, whether targeting morality police, music critics, or other white rappers. Yet his most enduring antagonists have always been his ex-wife, Kim, and his mother, Debbie. Of all his tracks about his mother, ranging from absurd to apologetic, Cleanin Out My Closet stands out as the most profoundly emotional and resonant, even becoming a top 10 pop hit. Built on DJ Head's syncopated, almost fragile drum loop. The song's dark, minimalist instrumentation, with bass, guitar, and keyboards by co-producer Jeff Bass, serves as a stark backdrop for Eminem's deeply personal excavation of parental pain and betrayal. The haunting "I'm sorry, mama" chorus juxtaposes sorrow with simmering resentment as Eminem delves into a lifetime of emotional scars. The song reaches its devastating climax when he recounts his mother's alleged words, wishing he had died instead of his uncle and best friend Ronnie, who took his own life in 1991. Eminem's biting reply, "Well, guess what? I am dead. Dead to you as can be," is delivered with chilling finality. In 2014, Detroit native Angel Hayes drew inspiration from Cleanin Out My Closet to create her own version, using it as a platform to confront her experience of childhood sexual abuse. "I was so angry," she told The Telegraph. "It was like catharsis to listen to Eminem." Number 11, Get You Mad, 1999. On his wild contribution to This or That, the Interscope-backed mixtape from influential Bay Area radio hosts Sway and King Tech, Eminem delivers a polished studio version of some reference-packed bars he originally freestyled on their Wake Up show. Like a hip-hop precursor to his later pop star takedowns, Eminem gleefully skewers rap industry dramas, mocks the reigning platinum-selling MCs, stokes the flames of his early feuds, drops tasteless jokes, and takes aim at the music business with razor-sharp lines. Don't act like a fan. You want to get signed. Get the whitest A&R you can find. Pull him aside and rap as whack as you can. And see, all we did was reach out to people we knew were dope and had staying power. Producer King Tech explained to Hip Hop DX about the 1999 compilation, which also spotlighted early performances from Tech, N99, and Crooked I. He added, "I'm from an era where if the beat is banging, just let the artist roll. Let them do what they do." Tech recalled M's perfectionist streak, saying, "I remember him calling me, 'Tech, you think I gotta change the hook?' I might have been too crazy. I was like, 'Kid, I love that shit.'" Number 10, Bitch Please 2 featuring Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, Xzibit, 2000. Bitch Please 2 brings together some of Dr. Dre's finest collaborators at the height of their powers while channeling the raw confidence that makes Eminem's unapologetic attitude so electrifying. What sets M apart here is his ability to balance sharp cynicism with biting humor. From his Snoop Dogg mocking opening lines to his hilariously off-key harmonizing alongside Nate Dogg, Eminem infuses Dre's hard-edged production with a mischievous energy that's uniquely his own. At its core, the track underscores Eminem's signature contradiction. He wants you to know he's just joking. Somewhere deep down, there's a decent human being in me, while still delivering rebellious, no-holds-barred music that packs a powerful punch. The result is a masterful blend of wit, defiance, and undeniable impact. Number 9, The Way I Am, 2000. Yes, if you think I'm an asshole, then I'm going to show you an asshole. Eminem told Spin about his motivation behind The Way I Am, the angst-fueled 2000 single that borrows lines from Eric B. and Rakim's As the Rhyme Goes On. If you call me a misogynist, I'm a misogynist. If you say I hate gay people, then I hate gay people. By the time he released the Slim Shady LP, Eminem had already become one of hip-hop's most polarizing figures. His violent, provocative lyrics sparked outrage at PTA meetings, while conservative groups labeled him a corrupting influence on youth culture. None of this surprised Eminem. Look, I know what people say and how they feel about some of the language I use, topics I rap about, and stuff I present, he told Rolling Stone in 2013. On The Way I Am, the self-lacerating second single from the Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem directly confronts his critics. Instead of apologizing or softening his edge, he doubles down, embracing the role of a villain with unapologetic ferocity. The track is a defiant anthem, showcasing an artist willing to weaponize the labels thrown at him, aggressively leaning into the controversy he'd become known for. Number 8, Just Don't Give a Fuck, 1997. In the summer of 1998, when Aftermath's Interscope sent out 12-inch promos of Just Don't Give a Fuck as the lead single for Eminem's major label debut, he was still more rumor than reality, a name whispered in battle rap circles. But this unruly, defiant anthem introduced the world to Eminem and his deranged, multidimensional persona. From the very first line, where he calls himself Slim Shady, his sociopathic alter ego, Eminem begins to blur the boundaries between character and creator. Moments later, he injects a dose of self-deprecating humor with, "My name is Marshall Mathers, I'm an alcoholic," adding yet another layer to his identity. This three-headed narrative, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and Eminem, forms the foundation of his appeal, leaving listeners wondering, who is the real voice here, and can any of them be trusted? While it lacked the pop sheen and crossover appeal of its follow-up, My Name Is Just Don't Give a Fuck carved out its own identity as a raw, incendiary statement of intent. A more polished, electrifying version than the one on 1997's Slim Shady EP, thanks to executive producer Dr. Dre, the track sprays chaos in every direction. With its ferocious energy and fearless delivery, Eminem declares war on everything and everyone, rapping 2 Glocks, screaming, "Fuck the world," like Tupac. It wasn't just an introduction, it was a warning shot. Number 7, the Notorious B.I.G. featuring Eminem, Dead Wrong, 1999. Even at the peak of his powers, it was a bold move for Eminem to get on a track with a posthumous Notorious B.I.G. verse. The antisocial jolt of Biggie's lines on the thunderous Dead Wrong, produced by Bad Boy, Hitman Chucky Thompson, and Mario Winans, with Diddy hovering nearby, were among his most potently scathing. Yet Eminem practically matches him, sketching an anti-hero heel turn that scoffs at norms and good taste. Rather than reaching for Big's legendarily blunt, declarative phrasing, M eases into his verse easily, abstractly, as if he were writing a Wikipedia page on theistic Satanism. There are several different levels to devil worshipping, but it's a false sense of banality as the verse winds its way into a maze of malevolence and brutality. Number 6, Kill You, 2000. In late 1999, Eminem called his mentor, Dr. Dre, intending to discuss something now forgotten, but his attention was immediately captured by the frantic, jazz-infused loop Dre was working on in the background. The sample, later alleged to stem from Jacques Lucier's 1979 composition Pulsion in a lawsuit, was exactly what Eminem wanted for a new track. Though he already had a triple platinum Grammy-winning album under his belt and had graced the cover of Rolling Stone as the face of dirty white boy rap, Eminem was determined to prove he was only getting started. As he later stated in Angry Blonde, "If anything, I got worse." Enter Kill You, a blistering and darkly comedic revenge fantasy that blends irony and savagery, crafted to provoke and mock his critics. The song showcases Eminem's intricate wordplay and ability to create a hyper-specific, self-aware caricature of an unhinged superstar. However, its subject matter, a mix of violent imagery, misogynistic themes, and a homophobic slur, sparked controversy. Much of its ire was directed at women, including a perverse revenge scenario involving his estranged mother, who had previously sued him for $10 million over lyrics from the Slim Shady LP. The backlash was swift. Among the outrage was Lynn Cheney, wife of then Vice President Dick Cheney, who referenced "kill you" during a 2000 Senate hearing as an example of why the music industry needed stricter rating and labeling systems to shield children from harmful content. For Eminem, the controversy only underscored his commitment to pushing boundaries and enraging his detractors on his meteoric rise to superstardom. Number 5. My Name is 1998. Eminem's 1998 breakout single emerged from his first collaboration with the legendary Dr. Dre, who had been experimenting with a sample from Cxvpr's 1975 track, I was like, man, listen, I put this sample together. Tell me if you like it. Dr. Dre recalled in the 2017 documentary, The Defiant Ones. I hit the drum machine and maybe 2 or 3 seconds went by. And he went, hi, my name is Dre continued. Like, yo, stop. Shit's hot. That's what happened on our first day and our first few minutes of being in the studio. Eminem's mix of rapid-fire pop culture references. He name-checked 9 Inch Nails, the Spice Girls, Pamela Anderson, and Criss Cross within the first verse. Complex rhyme schemes delivered in his Michigan drawl, outrageous violent imagery, and a music video that gleefully parodied TV infomercials made My Name is an immediate hit, though the track only peaked at number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its parental advisory label and frequent MTV rotation, despite heavy censoring, turned it into a crossover phenomenon. It also earned Eminem the Grammy for Best Rap Performance in 2000, solidifying his place as one of hip-hop and pop's brightest new stars. Number 4, Lose Yourself, 2002. Eminem has always made it clear that 8 Mile's protagonist, Rabbit, is inspired by his life, but isn't a direct reflection of it. While the film's lead character is loosely based on his own rise, it's not strictly autobiographical. Still, the grit and determination of Rabbit resonate deeply in 8 Mile's lead single, Lose Yourself. The song's raw realism and triumphant message of perseverance propelled it to become Eminem's biggest hit and the first rap song to win an Academy Award for Best Original Song. Eminem and producer Jeff Bass had worked on a demo version years earlier, but they revisited the track during the Detroit production of 8 Mile. Eminem only wrote the song's deeply personal lyrics after reading the film's script. I had to make the song while I was in the movie, he explained to Funk Master Flex. Because once I stepped out of that movie, I wouldn't feel like I was in the character. The recording process was as intense as the song itself. He came in and laid down all 3 verses in, one take, recalled engineer Stephen King. Jaws dropped. We were like, oh my God. This story had been building up in him. Number 3, Dr. Dre featuring Eminem Forgot About Dre in 2000. Originally conceived as a diss track aimed at Suge Knight, Forgot About Dre evolved into a defining moment in Dr. Dre's career, solidifying his legacy as an artist, producer, and visionary. Written in secret by Eminem and presented to Dre, the track became a Grammy-winning anthem, marking Dre's triumphant return to the top 40 after a 5-year hiatus. People were saying I didn't have it anymore and hadn't made a good record in years, Dre told Rolling Stone at the time. I just can't ignore that shit. Now, what do you people have to say? The track's haunting production, evoking a creeping cinematic sense of danger, feels like a tightly woven thriller, blending ominous beats with razor-sharp precision. For Eminem, the song was more than just a collaboration. It was a moment of validation. His meticulously crafted verse structure allows both him and Dre to deliver a mix of scornful disses and self-assured declarations, alternating between controlled bravado and rapid-fire lyricism. Eminem's delivery on the chorus, with its sharp rat-a-tat rhythm and subtle melodic swing, is as unforgettable as it is effortlessly masterful, cementing the track as a cultural milestone. Number 2, Stan 2000. In 2003, Nobel Prize-winning poet Seamus Heaney was asked whether any contemporary musicians had sparked a renewed interest in poetry. His response pointed to Eminem, highlighting the voltage he sent through his generation. He has done this not just through his subversive attitude, but also his verbal energy, Heaney remarked. Though he didn't cite specific lyrics, the song that most deserves such praise is Stan, an epic exploration of obsession. Built on an ironic sample of Dido's Thank You, which celebrates simple acts of kindness, the song tells the story of an increasingly unhinged fan, Stan, who initially worships Eminem's alter ego, Slim Shady, only to feel abandoned when the relationship turns one-sided. In the final verses, Eminem responds, but tragically, it's too late. The song's brilliance lies in its ability to shift perspectives, from compassionate to cruel to bewildered, crafting a complex narrative that feels both intimate and unsettling. Although Eminem often described Stan as a cautionary tale, his explanation wasn't entirely convincing. It's kind of like a message to the fans to let them know that everything I say is not meant to be taken literally, he told MTV. Just most of the things I say. And the number one Eminem song is The Real Slim Shady 2000. After hearing an early version of the Marshall Mathers LP, Interscope boss Jimmy Iovine had some tough feedback. The album lacked a lead single. I thought the album was spectacular, but I felt they hadn't taken it as far as they could, Iovine recalled in a VH1 special. They needed a song to introduce the album. Dr. Dre agreed. I knew we had a second or third single, but we needed that big opener. The pressure weighed on Eminem. I can't give you another My Name Is, he said. I can't just sit in there and make that magic happen. Instead of delivering another My Name Is, Eminem surpassed it with The Real Slim Shady, which became his biggest hit at the time, peaking at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, while Eminem would later shift toward more introspective anthems like Lose Yourself and Clean Out My Closet. The Real Slim Shady thrived on his playful energy, driven by a bouncy, carnival-like synth line, and even a nod to Canadian comedian Tom Green's novelty track. Eminem sprays his trademark barbs in every direction, mocking pop stars, music critics, Will Smith, and even himself. Beneath the freewheeling humor, though, lies a deeper message. I guess there's a Slim Shady in all of us, he declares in the closing line. Fuck it, let's all stand up. And there you have it, folks. The 50 greatest Eminem songs. From the raw emotion of Cleaning Out My Closet to the lyrical genius of Rap God, Eminem has given us some of the most iconic tracks in music history. Did your favorite make the list? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious and shine brightly.